This is your year because once you watch this video to the end, you'll have discovered 5 digital products that you can create in 24 hours or less and know exactly where to sell them so you can finally start generating consistent passive income online. Digital product number 1 is AI prompts. AI prompts are text formatted messages that you can put into ChatGPT to get a certain result. AI prompts are super useful right now because people are using ChatGPT for so many things. From generating ideas to writing articles to brainstorming things, reformatting things, there are so many uses for it. But what makes using ChatGPT difficult is when you don't know the prompts to put into ChatGPT to get the result that you want. And that's where AI prompts becomes very useful and solves a real problem. Okay, so how do you make AI prompts? Well, for example, I made an AI training on how to use AI to speed up creating your own digital product and speed up creating the sales materials to sell your digital product. So what I did in that training was I showed them the prompts that I used and put into ChatGPT to come up with things like a name for my digital product or how to write the sales materials for my digital product, lots of different things. And I showed them the exact prompts that I use. So if you have AI prompts that you're already using to solve a problem in your day-to-day life, then you could make these for sale. And if you don't already have AI prompts that you use, then you could start utilizing ChatGPT to come up with prompts to solve problems that you have on a day-to-day basis, and then you can make those for sale. Now, where can you sell AI prompts? For me personally, I have always sold digital products to my own following. Sure, it might sound easier to go to a marketplace like Amazon or Etsy, but there are so many downfalls to that. Number 1, you don't own the audience. Number 2, they're going to try to get you to run ads. Number 3, they're always going to take fees, and it just becomes really difficult. What you really want to do is build your own foundation and have your own business. So again, for me personally, I've always chosen a social media platform to grow a following on. Yes, I started at 0. Everyone starts at 0, and you can grow your own following too. And what you want to do is choose a platform to grow a following on. I have chosen YouTube. And then what you want to do is offer a freebie to move those followers to email subscribers. And then you want to sell your digital products via email marketing. And the best part of selling AI prompts is that you can sell these with just a checkout page. You're not going to need something complicated like a sales page or a webinar. These are typically going to be under $100, a very quick sale. You're not going to have to do any coaching or anything like that. These are a great digital product. You could also use them for something like an order bump or an upsell with your checkout page as well. Okay, so that was digital product number 1, and I have 4 more digital product ideas for you. But if you want my full list of all 54 different types of digital products that you can create and sell online, then go in the link in the description below this video to download them for free now. Okay, the second digital product idea and where to sell it online is an SOP or a checklist. Now, an SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. It's essentially a fancy acronym for showing someone how to do something step by step, whether that's in written form or video format. So for example, with everything in my business, we have an SOP for that. So that way when we go to train somebody on how to do something, or when they're doing the task, they can reference how to do it step by step. So the easiest way to start selling an SOP or a checklist would be to take one that you already have made. If you're a business owner, you likely already have SOPs or checklists for your business, and they might be helpful to your following, so you can make them for sale that way. Now, if you don't already have checklists or SOPs to put for sale, think about your niche and what problems you can solve for them by maybe creating an SOP or a checklist. Maybe it's simply a checklist, a kid's bedtime routine. Maybe it's simply a checklist of your morning routine. Maybe it's a full-blown SOP of how you launch something in your business or how you get clients. There's a lot of different things that you can do with checklists and SOPs. So where can you go to sell these? Again, I don't like to sell on marketplaces. I don't want to pay fees. I don't want to run ads. I want to own my business and be in charge of my traffic and the results that I'm getting. So again, I always grow a following online, and I have lots of other videos on this channel on how you can do that. So once you have that done, the best way to sell an SOP or a checklist again would be simply with a checkout page. So you could create a checkout page using a software like System.io. That's the software I use to not only host my digital products, but run my entire digital products business. And you can snag a totally free account. It's not a free trial. It's a free account in the link in the description below this video. Now, once you have the checklist made, of course, you can promote it via email marketing, which is what I recommend all the time. But for something as low priced as an SOP or a checklist, typically under $100, you could also promote this with something like a link in bio or a description on, say, a YouTube video. There's lots of different places you can put the checkout link. And the best part is that since it is a low price, you don't have to create a whole sales page. You don't have to create a whole webinar. You don't have to do sales calls. You can simply paste the link to the checkout page in various places. And as long as you're running consistent traffic and that traffic is interested in what you're selling, then you should be able to get consistent passive income with that digital product. Okay, so the third digital product idea is very popular. You've probably heard of it before. I recommend it to beginners, and it's also the digital product that I started with. The digital product is an ebook. Now, a lot of people think of an ebook like a full-on book on a Kindle reader or a novel or something like that, just because it has the word book in it. But think of an ebook just like a PDF digital download that you're selling. So it doesn't need to be 300 pages. In fact, the shorter, more concise, and quicker it can get someone a result, the better it is. When it comes to selling digital products, you always have to think of who's your ideal client, where are they trying to get, and what problem do they need to solve to get that result, to reach that goal. So for example, the ebook that generated the most revenue for me was called Model Call. This was an ebook that I created for my previous business, which was helping photographers. I have since sold that ebook. So I do not have it for sale. I have sold the IP and the ebook to another photography educator, as I don't do photography education anymore. Now I do this, but that ebook was only 13 pages long. It sold for around $49 to $59, and I did over $500,000 in revenue with that ebook. And all I did was create a checkout page. Eventually I made a little sales page for it. But the truth is, the reason it sold so well is because it really got people a result. It solved the most painful problem for my ideal client. It got people results. I got a lot of testimonials. I was able to add those testimonials over time. The more testimonials I got, the more people that bought it, the more people that spread the word about it, and it spread like wildfire via word of mouth, and that's how I was able to sell so much with it. So how do you make an ebook? Again, you need to think about who is your ideal client, what's a problem you're going to solve for them, and what are you going to teach them in that ebook as concisely as possible so that they can go ahead and easily implement what you're teaching to get the result that they want. Now, again, ebooks typically sell for under $100, so you can sell this just with a checkout page. You don't need sales calls, you don't need a sales page, you don't need a webinar, nothing like that. You could just sell it with a checkout page and send traffic to that checkout page and also link to it on your social media account and talk about it to your email list and things like that. And this is exactly how I make every single ebook. I open up a Word document in Google Drive and I type out the bullets of what I want to cover, how I'm going to get that ideal client from where they are now to where they want to be. And then I go ahead and I write the ebook. And you can use something like ChatGPT to help you with this. Or what I like to do is write the whole ebook first and then have ChatGPT just help me make it better. And then what you want to do is open Canva. Yes, you can do this with a totally free Canva account. What you can do is search for PDF or ebook template in Canva. You can paste all of the wording over there. Of course, edit the template to your liking, things like that. And then what you're going to do is save and download it as a PDF. I like to host my ebooks and PDFs in Google Drive. Again, totally free. And you can go ahead and create your ebook that way. And then again, you can sell it with a checkout page. Now, I know I've mentioned how I sell my digital products as I grow a following and I move them to email subscribers, but I know you might be watching and thinking, I don't have an email list yet, and that's totally okay. I have a freebie for you that's going to help you move your followers to email subscribers. Yes, even if your following is at 0 or 1 or 100 or 100,000, it doesn't matter. You need to start growing your email list. In fact, the best time is to grow your following and your email list at the same time. So go in the link in the description below this video to download my email list building freebie completely for free. Okay, the fourth digital product idea and how you can sell it is templates. Now, templates could literally be anything that can be templated. So this could be a Photoshop template. This could be a Notion template. This could be a Word document template. It could be a writing template. Literally anything that you could templatize, you could sell as a template. And again, this is a digital product that typically sells for $100 or less, which means you don't need to do any kind of fancy way to sell it. This is what I recommend for beginners. I recommend starting with one of these digital products, starting a price with under $100 to get your first sales and build that confidence. and just sell it easily to your following with a checkout page before you move on to more advanced techniques. You're going to want to get those sales under your belt to get that confidence to keep going with selling digital products for passive income. So how do you create templates? Well, this is really going to depend on what you're templatizing. So if you were, say, creating a Photoshop template or a Canva template, what you would do is create the thing in Photoshop and you would save it as a Photoshop file and you could sell the file. That way someone could import that into their Photoshop and then use that as a template from there. With Canva, they actually have something where you can turn your design file into a template. It's something like file template, and it gives you the template link that you can then share and sell to people so that way they can buy and receive the template from you as well. So it really depends on the actual software, but essentially you want to download a file that somebody else could then open up and use that template. And people really like templates because it's going to typically save them a lot of time and money, whether it's a design file or a writing file or some file or a file of any kind. Templates are very popular. Where to sell them is going to be the same as any other digital product that I've mentioned here. That's kind of the best part of low price digital products. You grow a following and your email list at the same time. You create a checkout page and you sell your digital product that way. You get to keep all that money. You don't have to give fees to Amazon. You don't have to give fees to Etsy. You don't have to worry about your account getting shut down because you own something like your email list, right? And this is exactly how I started selling digital products and exactly how I still sell them to this day. Now, I know you're watching this video because you want to sell digital products for passive income, but you might be thinking, I don't have a following yet, or I don't have a big enough following yet. Don't worry, I got you. I want to gift you my exact YouTube script template so that you can start creating YouTube videos to grow a following on YouTube, whether you're at 0 or you already have a channel but you want to grow it further. So go in the link in the description below this video to download that for free now. Okay, the 5th digital product idea that you can sell online is a training video. So this one, honestly, if I was to start over, I would probably start with a training video. I really like ebooks and I like templates and I like all the other digital products I mentioned here. They're all great for beginners, but a training video for me would be the easiest because I'm used to being on camera. I wouldn't have to really make a whole lot of stuff. I'd be able to just record the training, download it, and start selling it. So just for me personally, that would be the easiest. That would be the one I would start with if I started over, like a workshop or a training. But for you, you might not want to be on camera. You might not be comfortable with that. So something like a template might be better. But essentially a training is just that. It's just going to be a video. It could be a screen share. Your face doesn't even need to be in it, where you're going to teach something to someone to help them go from where they are now to where they want to be. So how do you make a training video? Again, you could use something like Loom, L-O-O-M, to just do a screen recording. You don't even need to be in the video yourself. You could use a professional camera like I'm doing right now to create this YouTube video. You could use your cell phone to create the training video. There are so many different ways that you could create training videos, and there's always going to be low tech and high tech, low cost and high cost ways to do just that. And if you want to create slides for your training, I would definitely recommend Canva. Again, you can create things in Canva with their totally free account. So where to sell them? You probably guessed, to your own following. So you're going to want to grow a following and grow your email list at the same time. I got lots of freebies for you below on how to do just that. And then you're going to want to create a checkout page where they can put in their name and their payment information to pay and download that training video instantly. And the cool thing is you can set it up so when someone fills out the checkout page and hits buy, you can set it up so that they automatically get an email with the link to download that digital product instantly. Now that you have 5 digital product ideas and you know where to sell them online, you might be wanting to watch a video on how to create and sell your very own ebook step by step. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.